Little Mouse loves playing games with his best friend, Mr. Opus. They play near the cozy burrow where Little Mouse family lives, under an old oak tree. In the afternoon, Little Mouse visits Mr. Opus at his house, where Tammy McDoodle and her parents live. So can you see that? Look, and look what Tammy's doing. What is Tammy doing? You guys can participate a little bit. What is Tammy doing right there in this picture? Can you see it? What is she doing? What instrument is she playing? All right. Tammy and her mom enjoy doing yoga together. Do you guys like doing yoga with your parents? Little Mouse and Mr. Opus like to follow along as best as they can. So look at the way they're following along. It looks like Mr. Opus is sleeping, but let's see what Little Mouse is doing. The flamingo pose is Little Mouse's favorite. It reminds him of his friend Rosita from the zoo. Rosita was in the first book, Yoga at the Zoo. When Little Mouse stretches like a flamingo, he feels calm. So, what pose is Tammy and her mom doing? We just heard in the story. Little Mouse knows about it. And what letter does flamingo start with? One day, Tammy's mom tells her about something called mindfulness. When you are quiet and pay attention to your breath, said Tammy's mom, you can stay calm and focused no matter what is going on around you. That's called mindfulness. And Tammy's mom is saying mindful. Huh. And Tammy is saying focused. And Little Mouse says he's feeling calm. And Mr. Opus says he's resting. Mr. Opus likes to rest. He's a lazy tabby cat. One Saturday, Tammy's mom and dad plan a trip to a nearby park. Tammy is so excited that she rushes through breakfast so they can leave right away. Have you ever done that where you guys are so excited at home that you want to do something so bad that you just rush through just so you can get ready to go? Try to focus on your breath to stay calm, Mr. Opus says to Little Mouse. I'm too excited to be calm, says Little Mouse. See, Little Mouse and Mr. Opus are stowing away in the car because they want to go to the park and see what it's all about. And can you see all those little thought bubbles from Little Mouse, what he thinks he's going to see at the park? What does he think he's going to see? Well, he thinks he's going to see a slide, maybe fly a kite, maybe some fish. At the park, Little Mouse enjoys the gentle wind and smell of the grass. Can you guys smell it? Take a deep breath and just imagine that beautiful grass. I love the smell of grass when it's freshly mowed. Mr. Opus strolls slowly along the path. Tammy skips as she breathes in the fresh air. So, what do you guys do when you're strolling on a path? Do you feel like skipping, like Tammy, or do you feel like just kind of slowly sauntering, like Mr. Opus? Think of yourself as a mighty and solid tree, says Tammy's mom, as she and Tammy hold the tree pose. Breathe deeply in and out through your nose. So, can you guys at home take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose? Wow, I feel calmer already. Sometimes we have too many thoughts in our head, says Tammy's mom. Focusing on our breath helps to calm those thoughts and enjoy the world around us. Can you tell? Look at them. They're having so much fun. And what are these little things right here? Are these what are these right here that are wandering around? Can you see where my finger is? Can you post in the chat box? What do you think those are? If you said ducks, you're right, or they could be geese. Geese or ducks. Here's another way to calm your mind, says Tammy's mom. Take a deep breath through your nose, count to 5, then breathe out slowly. Tammy slowly counts her breath while breathing in and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She feels a sense of calm come over her. Can you guys do that right now? Let's breathe. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now exhale your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel calmer? All right, here we go. Breathing quietly reminds Mr. Opus of child's pose. Little Mouse feels like he's floating on a cloud. Little Mouse still has his eyes closed as the McDoodle family and Mr. Opus get up and continue their walk in the park. So there's Little Mouse all alone. What do you think's going to happen? Little Mouse opens his eyes in surprise when he hears a dog barking. He gets scared when he doesn't see the McDoodle family or Mr. Opus. Wouldn't you be scared if your whole family left and you're stuck on a park bench? Yeah, I'd be scared too. And there's a dog there. As the dog comes closer, Little Mouse is afraid. His mind races and he does not know what to do. See him there? Then Little Mouse remembers the words of Tammy's mom and Mr. Opus. Breathe deeply, Little Mouse says to himself. Stay calm. He breathes in and out as he counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When the dog comes closer to Little Mouse, it stops barking and slowly breathes in and out. Do you know about mindful breathing too? Asked Little Mouse. Of course, says the dog. I was scared because I lost my owner. I was barking because I was afraid. But watching you reminded me to stay quiet and calm. See how you guys, if you're quiet and calm, you can quiet and calm someone else and help them out. I'm sorry you're lost. I'm Little Mouse. Hello, says the dog. I'm Sparky. Okay, so you guys got to remember who the dog is because I may ask you the name of the dog later, okay? So the name of the dog is Sparky, so remember that. Mr. Opus returns to find Little Mouse. This is Sparky, says Little Mouse. Very nice to meet you, says Mr. Opus and Sparky to each other. See, so guess what? A cat and a dog can be friends, right? Little Mouse and Mr. Opus catch up with Tammy and her parents. As they prepare to go home, Little Mouse sees Sparky running towards a relieved-looking man. Goodbye, Sparky, says Little Mouse, waving to the dog. I'm so glad you found your owner. Back home, Tammy tries to quiet her mind when she feels overly excited or anxious. Breathing deeply makes her feel calmer around her family and friends. Back in the burrow, Little Mouse shares with his family what he has learned. So can you see what they're doing? So Mr. Mouse says he feels serene. Mrs. Mouse says Mama Mouse feels tranquil. Tranquil means calm. His brothers and sisters feel happy, quiet, and Little Mouse feels calm. That night, just before he goes to bed, Little Mouse practices quieting his mind before peacefully drifting off to sleep. He can't wait to have more adventures. Wow, I can't wait for his next adventure either, can you? So you know what his next adventure is going to be, don't you? Next spring, it's going to be yoga at the museum. So that's something to look forward to. He's going to visit a museum, do some yoga there and learn about art. But in the meantime, mindfulness at the park.